Hey, what is going on, you Zesty Substrika? Today, playing some games with TempoZard, and we got that Rapidash V in here. Gonna give that a try, see how it feels, see if we can get some value out of it or not. And then, yeah, I haven't really tested it at all, so this will be a little bit of my testing with the Rapidash V. Although I think it definitely has potential in this deck. If you caught my Monday video, not this week but last week, I talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I think it definitely has some potential, so we're gonna try it out today alongside the regular gang of TempoZard attackers, the Heatran, the Reshizard, a couple Blounds, the Cram, and yeah, not too much else to say besides that, so let's go ahead and let's get into some games. All right, here we go, getting into our first one. Our opponent won the coin flip, and I mean, we're good with going first or second for the most part in almost any matchup. I guess Pikarom is like a main matchup where we'd love to go second to have a couple more options on our end. But besides that matchup, it doesn't really matter if we go first or second, to be honest. Kind of fine with both, but we'll see what our opponent chooses. They choose first. We're also fine with second. So we have a couple options here. Oh man, the Cram can be so good, but the Rapidash, let's go with the Cram. Cram is consistently one of our best starters in this deck, and at the very least we could beat catch at the end of our turn. We're up against a Reshizard, so I mean, Spit Shot is pretty good here. Yeah, Spit Shot's pretty good here. Kind of scoop up net. Libra Horn also would have been pretty good though, to be honest, so either way would have been great. And they actually can't double blaze the Rapidash V, which could have been a big deal. Probably wouldn't have been a huge deal, and I kind of don't want to grab any of this. I kind of want to put the Oricorio in play, so I might just do that. One of the things that TempoZard can consistently run into is kind of running out of I'm going to give up the Rapidash here as well. All right, quick move. All right, we're good. Quick ball away fire. We're going to grab ourselves a Jirachi, and then we're going to Stellar Wish into a Welder every single time. I don't see us ever whiffing the Welder here. Like I was saying, we never whiff the Welder here. And then we got the Fire Crystal to get some fire energy. And we didn't have to put Hearth in play, which is great because then we don't give access to Hearth to our opponent. And we're all good to go. And I hope I don't misclick here. I actually broke my mouse the other day, so I'm working with a less, I mean, I'm just not used to the current mouse I'm using. It's one of those you know, $5 low quality mice. A substitute until my new mouse comes in, so I'm a little bit scared of misclicking today, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen. But I am a little bit shaky on this mouse. All right, Hearth comes into play, so that's good for us because now we have access to Hearth. There goes an Incineroar, so it is a Mewtwo deck. Is it Welder Mewtwo? Is it Victini with the Mewtwo package? I'm gonna guess Welder Mewtwo because even if it is the Victini build, you usually don't play the Incineroar. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess it is Welder Mewtwo, but I could be wrong, and I guess we'll find out for sure. Here comes the Flare Strike, but they don't have another basic Pokemon. Okay, there we go. With the Dedenne, saving them there. Otherwise, we would have just won. There's Scoop Up Net in here as well, which is curious because you don't see that all the time in these decks. And I have to decide what do I want to attack with into this Reshizard. And I actually don't know. Heatran or our own Reshizard would be fine, I guess. Heatran gives us a little bit more options, but the Reshizard, if we attack with our own Reshizard, it's very possible it just doesn't get KO'd. They went with the, oh, they can get the Outrage KO here. Okay, that's super cute. A little bit unnecessary though, I think. I don't think that's necessary at all to be that efficient on the turn. I think this could have been an attacker instead, and that probably would have been a little bit better for my opponent, but tomato or whatever. I'm gonna send up Jirachi. I don't even know how I don't want a Dede change, that's for sure. I might go Hearth or Oricorio and then Calm, but I could Calm for Mewtwo to put Welder on top, but I also need a Pokemon for a turn, so I think it's because I need the Pokemon. We don't have that many Pokemon search cards left. Wait, I could go Calm, Mewtwo. I don't hate that though, to be honest. I kind of like the idea of guaranteeing the Welder because the Welder is the harder thing to find because there's not a ton of them. And it's super efficient to go Mewtwo, put the Welder on top, or Oricorio into Welder. It's less efficient, and also this way I could actually Welder first and then Heatran as a follow-up. So I think this makes the most sense, because then if I whiff like I did, I can Welder to this Dedenne, and then I can draw 3 more cards before I Stellar Wish. Gets me closer to the Heatran. We did not hit the Heatran though. Oh no, this is not good. So to be honest, yikes. Oops. I don't like this. Yeah, yikes. I'll bench this Jirachi. I kind of want to split up the energy a little bit. I don't want it on the Oricorio though, because that should be their main target anyways, is to chase my Oricorio. But I don't want on the Mewtwo, because if they chase it at I might have to scoop it at the Mewtwo to get another Welder. So I'm like stuck. And we'll probably draw into a Welder anyways. I can just put it here, I guess. All right. Go ahead, opponent. I still like the sequencing that I did on this turn. I think that was still correct. Because Heatran is just like such a good attacker here, and it can be return KO'd by a Mewtwo using like Double Blaze or something, which is like what we assume my opponent's playing, but I still think I liked the sequencing there. Second Reshizard happening, and now we definitely don't want to use Reshizard, and if we committed to Reshizard there, then we'd have like 2 3-prizers in play, or they would have been able to go KO this and we have a 3-prizer in play. That would have been great. But in this situation, we don't have that 3-prizer in play, so our opponent, well, if we go into Heatran next turn, our opponent really can't take advantage of the fact that we had a 3-prizer in play, because we don't have a 3-prizer in play anymore. So that's pretty good for us. Here comes a Crobat. I'm sure they're looking for a boss. They're already down 1 boss. Well, they quick ball, so they could have got Eldegoss, actually. Actually, no, they already Weldered, right? I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, they already Weldered. Okay, so they Weldered. So they're knocking out our active. So our energy sticks, which is great. Our energy stays in play. That is nice. We'll see what they put on top here with this Mewtwo. I would almost assume it's going to be the boss here, because that kind of makes the most sense to me. Although they're probably not going to be able to get value out of that boss on our following turn, to be honest, because we're going to go Heatran knockout. And if we got a Heatran in play with 3 energy, that means we can get up to 6 energy on the following turn, and they really can't allow that to happen, even though I'm sure they want to KO my Oricorio. So yeah, I'm sure they would want to, but no, they can't do that. All right, I mean, they could, but like I wouldn't recommend it. Heatran's in there. Cherish Ball, Calm, 3 Quick Ball, plenty of Welders. We don't really want a Welder though. I want to save those for following turn. Let's see what the Oricorio grabs us. There's the Heatran. Finally made it. Let's go with a Wish. I'll grab the Scuba Net. A little bit better than the what's it called there. Then yeah, throw down Heatran. Use the Switch, because the Scuba Net's better and more efficient. Oh, the later the game goes. Grab these 3. We know they're not gonna boss here, or I'm pretty sure they won't boss here. We're gonna go with that Steam and Stomp. And then we do need this Welder around, so we can use a Blacephalon on the next turn to take a 1-hit KO on the Reshizard. And there, one of our Blacephalons was prized, so that's now in the hand, so that's great. So looking pretty good. They could definitely still have a reset stamp, but it would only be to 3. And like I said, I'm assuming they're going to have to go for that KO on our active. They could go with a boss KO on the Oricorio, but then they just risk Welder to Heatran, game over. If they have stamp plus KO active, then I need the Welder on the Blacephalon, 2 fire crit. Like, I need a lot more, right? So we're assuming my opponent's going to go the good old knockout active route. And I actually would have benched Blacephalon if I had had it, because it's in the scenario of where like the Heatran is such a threat right now that I don't mind them chasing and KOing my Blacephalon with even like boss plus stamp, because then the chance of us getting off that hot burn for 6 next turn is pretty high. So I wouldn't have minded my opponent actually even chasing the Blacephalon. So if I had a quick ball or a calm here, definitely would have benched a Blacephalon, get that in play, have that kind of ready to go to be a threat, because then if they stamp me like they are, then I don't have to find the Blacephalon. But now I have to also find the Blacephalon, which kind of stinks. Ooh, not a great draw either. Not many options here. Can get the Welder on top, but we have so many Welders left in the deck at this point. This is like when we don't want to be too careful, and we'd rather save our Scoop Up Net for like extra stellar wishes. But we'll see what actually even happens on this turn. It's definitely a turn where I want to like Dead change first. And yeah, I just want a Dead change first, to be honest. That's what I want to do. I want a Dead change as the first thing I do this turn. We have decent amount of outs to stuff in the deck. So let's send up the Jirachi. Hopefully our top deck is an out to Dead change. I'm hoping it is, so we can go Scoop Up Net the Mewtwo. Perfect. Calm away the Mewtwo, and then grab that to Dene. Crobat's in there as well to back us up later on, but this is a great start to the turn. It's exactly what we want. Draw a bunch of cards, look for the Crobat. We did find the Crobat, so now we could even go draw a little bit more, but we still need this quick ball, and I still want this net. Work is a little bit awkward. We don't have a ton of switch. We have a couple switch cards left. Let's quick ball away this boss first and see what we can see. I could just grab another Jirachi here. I only have 1 switch card left, so the chance of me getting off double Stellar Wish is pretty low. So I think I'm just going to grab Crobat and use Crobat for 2. And just once again, trying to dig as deep as possible, see as much as possible this turn. A couple fire energies. So I think I could go Hearth away. I think I have 2 fire left. Yeah, okay, we have plenty of fire left. So that's our fire energy. So now I'm going to go into the Oricorio, because I don't want to discard another fire and then not be able to draw a fire. Draw that much more. Okay, now we can just go quick ball away the Jirachi. We got the last crystal. Not guaranteed, so that's why I wanted to play it that way, where I didn't lose another fire, because we do need a full 9 energy this turn. We had 1 basic fire, 1 crystal left, but I didn't want to have to hope to get those. So I was down to draw with Oricorio first, even though I don't get to thin out the Blown first. Because I could have gone Quick Ball away a fire, thin out a Blown, but then I need another fire energy later on. So I'd rather just go Oricorio, draw 3. If I draw the Blown, okay, I drew 1 less card. But I have to draw specifically that Blown. And if I don't draw the Blown, then I'd Quick Ball away one of the cards that I had drawn into. And we're chilling. Here we go. Fireball Circus. 2 tag team knockouts. Get him out of here. We get a dub here in our first game. Weren't able to use the Rapidash, but I would not have minded using Rapidash on that first turn over the Cram. But we don't know what we're up against. Cramorant, pretty consistently a good attacker. Rapidash, kind of depends on the matchup a little bit. Let's get into another one. All right, here we go. Once again, we would like to go second. Second's usually what we want to do. There's a lot of matchups that want to go second as well. So, ooh, this hand is, dare I say, terrible. I think, yeah, terrible is a reasonable way to put this one. Wow. I almost don't want to start the Oricorio and want to start the Goon because there's more ways to move the Goon. It looks like we're going to have to Dede change. So I think I'm going to open the Goon here because of that. And then we're not going to use Oricorio turn 1 anyways. Losing double Fire Crystal is terrible. I can't even think of like a top deck that would save us here. Yeah, yikes. I can't even think of a top deck that would save us here. Like, I think we lose. Most of the time, this hand is just like really bad. This hand is just really bad. Not even most of the time, almost all the time. A Fire Energy top deck and then calm beat catch is one play I see here, but we're up against ADP, so going a little bit too slow is gonna lose us games. So I don't think we can afford to play that slow here. I think we have to play a little bit more aggressive. We have to go for the Dede change, have to go for the Heatran hit. Yeah, I think we got to be a little bit more aggressive. Can't go that slow up against ADP. You got to be more aggressive than that up against ADP. So gonna have to play it out more aggressively here. Although in some matchups we can take it that slow. Okay, Quick Ball top deck is nice. So we're gonna go calm away this. We're gonna grab ourselves that Dene. Thankfully they're not both prized. We did prize Crobat though, so this is like all the digging we get to do. I'm gonna Quick Ball away and grab a Jirachi and switch into Jirachi before we Dede change here. Heatran is prized. Man, the whole squad not showing up. So I don't hate using Rapidash then maybe as our attack for the turn to lower that HP there. If we can get there, got the calm, got back into we got a whole bunch of attackers. Need to find a Hearth. Found the Hearth. Okay, so we're almost there. Question is, what do we want to attack with? What do we not want in the hand? So I don't really want calm away Reshizard. I could go for the Double Blaze. I could also go for the Rapidash attack, but we don't have the Heatran to follow up the Rapidash, so I feel like I should just go for the Double Blaze then, which means we probably want to put Oricorio back in the deck and then Hearth away the Cram. The Cram is so good in the late game. It's like close out the game sometimes. Man, I don't like this situation at all. This is not, I don't like picking what to get rid of here. The Cram can be really good at closing out the game with that Spit Shot. Let's do this. Maybe we get rid of the Blown because we have a second Blown in the deck. I think we're gonna go with that. Well, I don't even have to calm here, I just realized, because I guess I could play around what's called a little bit. Play around the Oricorio. Not Oricorio, Mawile. Can't play around Oricorio. All right, Welder down to our Reshizard. See what we get. Got the energy. Did not get anything else though. And I think we're just gonna go ahead and pass. Yeah, just go ahead and pass here. So it's not the end of the world. We didn't get the Double Blaze turn 1 on the station, and I actually don't know which play is actually stronger. So we can get the turn 1 Double Blaze on the station. The problem with the turn 1 Double Blaze on the station is they come up with a GX attack, and then we have to Flare Strike into the ADP anyways, and then they get the Ultimate Ray. So we don't really know if they play Crushing Hammers or not. So that'd be a big tell on whether or not we'd want to go for the Double Blaze aggressively, or would we want to save Double Blaze for the ADP? Because if they just play Crushing Hammers or Big Charms, Double Blaze doesn't KO the ADP. Big Charm is not as big of a deal because we do have the Zigzagoon, so we can get a Goon Ping on it. Hopefully that turn. So here comes a Mawile. So our hand is going to get a little bit wrecked. Even though we, calmed away a Cramorant, Hearthed away an Oricorio, they still want a Mawile us apparently, which is fine. I guess they knew I had a Jirachi in there. I did calm for a Jirachi. So maybe if I had benched that, they wouldn't have. But they're going to throw down Jirachi Blown here, which is just kind of like whatever. And we did prize Crobat in second to Dene. So it's better that they Mawile us now than instead of after they draw a prize card, to be honest. Because they do it after they draw a prize card. If they do it after they draw a prize card, then they could have got our Dedenne, or after we draw a prize card, they could have got our Dedenne or our Crobat, but they can't grab those now. Of course, no bench space available for the Mewtwo. Kind of stinks if we get a good top deck there, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think, because we did prize second Dedenne and the Crobat, so it's not that big of a deal at all. And it looks like they're maybe deciding between Marnie as well, so that can also be a nice play for them to make, to go, all right, I could Marnie them, but it really depends on what their hand is. So look, if I was just holding a Welder here or something, then they might want to Marnie me, right? So just check with Mawile. They know they get the value out of putting Jirachi on my bench, which isn't really value, I guess, because I don't mind having Jirachi in play. I could also just bench my own Jirachi, to be honest. But then if I do have a Welder on hand, they can be like, all right, Marnie, and take away that option. So it all comes down to this: do I top deck Welder? And if I don't need a top deck. I guess, do I Stellar Wish into Welder? I need not need only that, though. I need Stellar Wish into Welder. I need to Welder, get a Fire and a Switch card. That's usually the hardest sequence to pull there, is you need the extra card and the Switch card, the extra Fire and the Switch card off the same Welder. So that's where it gets difficult. If we do get that, though, we're in a pretty good spot. But let's see if my opponent has anything else to go with this turn. A Swell would be annoying. What else would be annoying? Swell, Big Charm. Now we need another card. Stuff like that. Still has a research to go, though. They're not done yet. Actually play the Mewtwo. They say goodbye to Dedenne. Yeah, hopefully they don't find their Swell. I assume they probably play one Swell almost every ADP does. Or Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer would also be terrible for us to have our opponent find. That'd be awful. Because if they get a heads, I mean, if they find him and hit all tails, that's fine. But I'd rather they just don't play them or don't find them. Because even the attempt is a little bit annoying. And could definitely put us in a pretty bad spot. So yeah, hopefully they do not play Crushing Hammer. And if they do play him, hopefully it's just all tails and we're chilling. And then yeah, we're looking for, like I said, got a Stellar Wish into the Welder. And this matchup from here, we actually don't need that many energy. So the double Fire Crystal just car off the rip wasn't actually that bad for this matchup here, because we don't really need that many fire energy. Once we get off this Double Blaze, if Reshizard sticks around for a turn, then it becomes the Flare Strike for another 2, and then a Blound with just like 6 energy just cleans up, which is like 1 Fire Crystal plus 1 Hearth plus to energy. So it's like not that hard to close out this game with Double Crystal Down. Double Crystal Down is not that big of a deal in this matchup. They're still going, though. They're not done yet. Grab the other ADP. This makes you think they're gonna Dead Change, or maybe they just want it in the discard pile, or out of the deck so they don't top deck it, I guess. But it looks like they're still going. Well, no, that was a fail. Nothing else to hit. Yeah, there's the Dedenne. So they're still going. They're not done yet. Still going to try and find more stuff. I definitely recommend not discarding your second ADP like this, because there's a ton of situations that, oh my gosh, they got their great catcher, bringing up my Dedenne. Now this puts us in a truly terrible situation, because now we need to basically top deck Switch if we want to get the KO on this thing this turn. We did. All right, pretty good. Good top deck. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Love it. But we still need a lot. There's the Welder. Okay, so but now we need a Welder. Now we need a Fire Energy and a Switch card off of this Welder. So we're not done yet. Switch card. No, Fire Energy. So close to the perfect draw. I guess we have to settle for a Flare Strike, though. I don't think we can just really sit here and not do anything. I could be wrong. Maybe we could just chill, but I don't think it's going to work out very well if we do chill. But I also don't think it's going to work out that well if we hit, because this kind of just sets up the prize trade for our opponent. We really needed that KO this turn to keep us in the prize race. Otherwise, we just kind of, it falls apart and we kind of lose. There's the boss on the Dedenne. Okay, this can give us a chance here, actually. My opponent chasing my Dedenne when they really don't have to. Sure, if they have the Rusted Sword, they do just win on the Reshizard, but they don't have a way to win on board now. So when they come and take my Reshizard, I can just hard retreat to the Blacephalon knockout, and hope they don't have the boss for the Reshizard. I mean, it's not a great plan, but it's better than no plan. So I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Reshizard goes up. We could have even attacked maybe with the Blacephalon this turn, though, actually, to be honest. That would have been terrible. And then go with Reshizard later. We don't have like a reset stamp or anything to like mess with my opponent, unfortunately, but it would have also been a play. All right, Flare Strike, knockout. My opponent can win this turn. They need the Rusted Sword. It's usually a one of in ADP decks, so hopefully it doesn't make an appearance. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't make an appearance, but likely, not likely. Hopefully it just doesn't. It could happen though. Here comes the Mawile send up, so that's a good start for us, I think. I mean, the one thing they could try to just chase something. This is where escape rope becomes really good because we don't have anything big we could sit on our bench. The boss on the blown. Okay, so we can go flare strike again, but we don't have any hand disruption. So if my opponent, well, actually, we could double scoop up net here, get rid of everything off our board. Okay, let's go for that. And then if they don't have the sword, we could win that way. So let's go for that. Send up this Hearth away. I don't know. Mew. I don't know. Just get the energy out of the deck. We have 2 scoop up net left. Play a cherish ball. Play a grab. Stellar Wish. Give me a scoop up net. No. So unlucky. Grab the switch. If we got second scoop net, we could have picked up the Jirachi, picked up the Goon. Don't put him back down. And then we're just good. But no such luck. So now I'm going to attach here. I'm going to switch into the Rapidash. I don't see a reason to use the net at all. So I think we're just going to swing and just hope our opponent doesn't have Rusted Sword, Boss, or Escape Rope, which is like a lot of cards that they can definitely have. Definitely don't want them to have, but I don't think we really have a choice here. This is just it. Swing and hope here with the Rapidash. They hit me with the well played, so I assume that means that they have the play. But we'll make sure. I've had people try and bluff before. But yeah, it's super likely. The chance that they don't have anything here is like super unlikely. They need one of so many cards that they play. Yeah, and there's the boss. So yeah, second scoop net would have been a really cute play with that Jirachi. They could have still had the Rusted Sword, so, or second Mawile, to be honest. So they could have still had it. They don't always have it. But that, guys, that's going to do it for some games with TempoZard today. Hope you enjoyed it. We didn't get to use the Rapidash, but I still think there's a lot of value potentially out of it, especially when you run it alongside the Heatran, which you already have in here. I think Rapidash plus the Heatran, super cool combo. And I'll probably be playing TempoZard in my next tournament over on the live stream. So check that out, twitch.tv/AzulGG. First thing in the description. See you tomorrow.